But we were oh, okay. We're just here to hop on, have a little talk, have a little chat, and see what maybe we have in store for you. But I guess we can start it off by seeing maybe Matt, if you want to share anything or if you have anything to discuss what you're up to recently, goals and aspirations, maybe
Yeah,
behind the
sure.
scenes.
I definitely can. So yeah, guys, last like few weeks, I didn't wasn't doing too hot like in terms of health and stuff, but then I was like, it's up, let's do it. I'm back. But as of the last couple of weeks, I've been putting the majority of my attention to a new project that I think could be super amazing for the community as well. It's actually, kind of unexpected being that I'm more of a long-term investor, but I've been working with someone on building an algorithm, a trading algorithm that will literally tell you exactly when to buy and sell. So it's kind of like, okay, it's very, very hard to pick your stocks, but what if there was a way you could get buy and sell signals with very high accuracy and very high returns? So basically my friend approached me. He's been working on this for a year. He's the one who built it, not me. I can't take credit for that, but I've been working on actually turning it into something that you guys can subscribe to and like bring it to the masses. Because I think with like a lot of these hedge funds, these trading firms, they have all these algorithms that they run, and it kind of ends up screwing us, like the retail traders. And so if we have an algorithm that's like as amazing as he's sharing with me, I was like, we should bring this to like the public, like we should allow them to use it. So that's where I've been putting the majority of my time, which is why I haven't been quite as active in the community lately. But hopefully we should be trying to launch that within like the next month. And these returns, like he's telling me about, we're gonna back test them through a system called Quant Connect pretty soon. But yeah, so that's where I've been. And hopefully I can basically allow you guys to find something that will just tell you exactly when to buy and sell. And again, like I'm still obviously going to stay a long-term investor, but this could be somewhere where I'm probably going to put like a portion of my money to I guess supplement returns. Yeah.
Nice. I mean, I think that's exciting as a long-term investor and as a short-term investor. I still personally like to like go in and out of different holdings every now and then, and seeing when an algo might actually make a trade, because I hear of these things, but from a like in my job, but I
Mhm.
don't actually ever get to see how they're constructed or being used per se specifically. So I mean, I'm excited to see what you have to share and bring to the community at that point, because I think there's a lot of us that are interested in the world of creating a more automated portfolio in that sense, where you just let pretty much a trading bot run the majority of your trades if you set certain criterias and certain parameters. So I think that's super exciting.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It,
Looks like we have a question though from Cordell York.
Or Kevin, were
Or
you going to
does
say
Kevin have
something there,
something?
Kevin?
yeah, I was going to say that a number of years ago, I started going down that rabbit hole. And so I was going to say kudos to your friend, because it really is a rabbit hole. And for him to be able to, in a year, put something together that is, ready to trade and ready for public access is pretty amazing. He's obviously a coder, whereas part of the rabbit hole for me was having to sort of relearn coding. I mean, I did a little bit of coding in high school and stuff, and but it would have been a learning process there as well. And I just decided eventually it was too much. But I'm looking forward to seeing this. I think it, from what you've told me, it sounds really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. He's actually a data scientist and software engineer.
Oh,
So
good.
yeah. And he's actually working with someone who's like someone in their early 20s who's done contracts for like retired hedge fund managers mostly to build other algorithms. So they're kind of in contact as well. Anyways, we don't have to spend too much time on this. More updates will come.
Cool.
But Nick, like you were saying, looks like Cordell has a question.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, go for it.
So I guess I can shoot this. This probably one looks like for Kevin. So hi, I sold all my Facebook shares around $300 and wanted to buy back in. What do you all think of Facebook currently at this level? It was showing some resistance around $200, but now that it finally broke through, do you think it's worth waiting for lower levels or start buying back again, buying back in again now? I'm going to give you my 2 cents because my 2 cents has almost nothing to do with price. What I would tell you, Cordell, is basically look at, well, it has something to do with price. Look at the valuation that it has and see if it warrants its current price. So if for example, you expect earnings to decrease going forward because of headwinds, because that's what they said in the quarterly earnings, that they're expecting headwinds and metaverse issues and a whole bunch of different, like, hey, we're going to be having some problems going forward. I would definitely take a look and try and map what that would look like going forward and see if earnings decrease. Well, how does that impact the valuation going forward? And is it worth buying it today? And if you do still think it's worth buying today, well, then that's your own prerogative. But definitely do your research and try and figure out a valuation standpoint. And I do these all the time in my equity mentor sessions. So if you need a valuation template, let me know, or watch one of the videos where I do run through valuation really quickly, just to get a sense of how you should, I guess, think about valuations and start from there. If you do have any questions, hit me up on Discord, ask our mentors, or general chat. I'll love to reply. We have another question from Hassan or Kevin.
Yeah.
Do you have any input on the technical aspect of Facebook? If you could take
a little bit. First I want to give Cordell my Facebook disclaimer, because I have an intense dislike for this company and for Zuckerberg. So I definitely have a personal bias against the company itself. But just looking at the chart, I'm actually looking at a weekly chart right now, going back to like 2017. And this 200 area definitely looks like support. It has been support and resistance in this area in the past. And there's been a lot of trading. I mean, it was in a trading range from 2018 into the beginning of 2020, in a trading range between 160 and 200. So, you've got an area here from 200 down to 160 that should see pretty strong support. I see no reason right now today to be getting in this. It's still falling. The momentum on the downside is slowed. So it's time to maybe, start looking for more clues that a bottom is in. But there's nothing here yet, but it could be getting close.
Yeah. And I think I could also pitch in a couple 2 cents. Like one thing I always go to is like valuation, like Nick was saying, like valuation metrics, PE ratio, of course. So if I share my screen really quickly, you can see, also, this is how you can kind of get past some of the
walls.
Yeah. For Y charts, just inspect element and delete those two things. But it's trading a P of 14, which, I mean, historically is literally the lowest it's been in 5 years. And so, but that said, Nick was talking about headwinds, maybe concerns for slower growth. So like maybe on the more bearish side, another YouTuber I am friends with, Ben Chan, Rare Liquid, shout out to him. He posted this graphic from Charter that talked about social media when each platform was generating its peak buzz on Google. So it might be small for you guys because this is like Instagram on web, but this is on his story. This is Facebook, December 12th. They peaked in popularity on Google search. Now look at how far they've fallen. Instagram still kind of going strong, but plateauing a bit. You'll notice that like Reddit and like TikTok are still on their ascent, but a lot of social medias have just reached their peak already, it looks like. So keep that in mind as well. I just thought this was an interesting graphic in terms of growth for their users. But they also have a lot of other social medias and assets and stuff like WhatsApp and things like that. And of course the metaverse. So
no, that was great insight. I mean, I think user generated growth has certainly seen a peak. I think it fell 500,000 for Facebook active users daily. So So that was something to note. Even though they have 1.93 billion users on the platform, they lost 500,000. Take it as what you will. Not saying Facebook is dying, but it's probably explaining why Facebook is falling. So thank you for that. Hassam, next question. Curious if this will be a signal bot, or will it trade on behalf of individuals? I recently had a similar idea where I wanted to implement a strategy I had been using more so as a fun personal project, not to scale to the masses at the moment. So for those of you that weren't here in the beginning, Matt's behind the scenes project right now, and what he has revealed to us is that he's working on a trading bot. For those of you that just joined in and missed the beginning of it, we have it recorded. So in case you guys are curious on that project, check out the recording at the beginning. But Matt, question to you.
Yeah, great question, Sam. So right now, I think it's a bit complicated to automate it for each individual user. One way you could go about that. So right now, to answer your question, it's more of a signal bot where like you'll get an alert on either Discord or SMS on when to like make a trade. And we could kind of automate it a little bit, but that would probably be more similar to like Wealthfront, which is like, it'd be similar to like a robo advisor where you put in your money onto our platform, and we kind of like, I guess, like become like an asset manager where we just put your money into our algorithm and automate it that way. So you don't even have to like, but then there's a bit less transparency. We're also considering like an app, like building our own app where you can execute trades from within the app, maybe, or you can like see the chart and the signal within the app on a notification. We're also considering launching our own fund, but that's like a lot of legal work. So yeah, that hopefully that answers your question. Right now, just a signal service, but a good one.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for a quality signal service that's transparent. I think that'd be a good tool for a lot of us to have. This next one is probably directed mostly to me. Great earnings for HIMS. Do you have any more thoughts on earnings on the company? I haven't had the time to look into the report yet. Yeah, overall, we're seeing growth across the board, revenue growth. I think earnings was missed by 1 cent. Projection was like 9-cent loss. I think they had a 10-cent loss. Not too big of a deal. That is just a function of them, I guess, maybe spending 1% too much. To be honest, earnings missed, but revenue beat insanely. Revenue is the main target here because this business is so small. The point is to accelerate the growth, and I think the numbers speak for itself. 83% year over year is absolutely insane. It's topping. I think it's at $271 million right now in revenue. That's what we're looking for. Membership subscriptions are up 95% to 609,000 people. So from a growth trajectory, even though we've seen these headwinds with growth stocks coming through this past, I guess, half a year, I think HIMS is really well positioned for a shot at high growth and re-entering that cycle again. And this $5 valuation is very attractive for me as an individual. So I like the company. If you check out Nick and Kevin's messages, you would have seen that I posted this morning. You can go there and read about the recent business headlights, financial outlook, what they expect for the first quarter of 2022, and also what they expect for the full year. As a company, I love it. Super excited. If anybody else has anything else to add, let me know.
Yeah, I mean, I think on that though, definitely check out it's like a new channel. So we used to have a channel called Gem Drops under like the mentors area. But now we turned it into a new channel that's going to be a bit more active with Nick and Kevin, similar to like messages from Matt, but from Nick and Kevin, which is awesome. So definitely go check out that channel. They'll be posting a lot more as well and tagging you guys. But just if you weren't aware, new channel, very exciting.
Yeah. I think got one comment there. Better hope T-Doc doesn't buy HIMS. In the world where T-Doc buys HIMS, I'm still happy as an investor because the price per share that they'll pay is significantly higher than it is right now because they have to factor in valuation and growth. The shareholders and the board of the directors won't let HIMS go anywhere near market value right now, especially since it's seeing the premium of growth that it is right now. And even if it did, we'd probably get a good share to share ratio on T-Doc. And in that sense, I think regardless, as a shareholder, you would win. So you're right. I want HIMS to grow more and grow bigger. But even in the case where TDoc does buy HIMS, I'm not. It's not the end of the world. I think we would still make money as investors. Not financial advice.
So Nick, after having seen what happened with Livongo and TDoc, would you sell as soon as the deal closed?
I think so. I don't. The reason I don't buy TDoc is because they don't have the growth trajectory as HIMS has as a potential. I think HIMS can take a lot of market share away from both existing online healthcare providers and also really tap into the uninsured healthcare market. And that's unique to its, I guess, management and the direction the company wants to basically build from. I don't like TDoc enough to want to hold TDoc shares. So for me, it'd be a sell.
Consider me a cautionary tale. Looks like we have another comment from Tim saying it was some nice green for today's movements. LOL, thanks guys. For HIMS, right? So for Cordell, he asks, are you planning on making educational videos for people who are newer in the market? That might be directed towards all of us, or maybe Nick, or maybe me, or maybe Kevin. But I think Nick is considering, Nick and I worked on we were working on a course. It's like 85% done. But I think Nick might just take those videos and turn them into like course, or not course, but like videos for you guys. He may turn them into a course. Basically what we're saying is like, we have scripted and like written out educational material, and kind of Nick is I guess going to do it with what he wants to do.
I can run with it for now. But essentially I was thinking of creating a how-to guide on running fundamental analysis on like a very basic level, so you can follow along earnings relatively easily and be able just to discern good news from bad news, and be able to better identify a quality company, right? So that's the goal there. I think we would make it available, because to all of the subscribers that we have in the Discord, it would be available already for you guys, so you wouldn't have to buy it, Cordell. But I appreciate that sentiment. However, since I do have the audience and the floor, if you guys have any pain points or any challenges you guys have with fundamental analysis as a whole, it could be like maybe reading 10Qs and 10Ks. It could be building out a rough valuation. It could be anything of the sort. Let me know and help me understand what you guys struggle with, because if you struggle with something specifically, I can guarantee you other people will also do the same. And I would actually hyper target that and hyper focus on that in the course to help improve it. It has been at the top of my mind. I've been thinking of a easy and digestible way of creating a course and pushing it out for you guys. So it's in the works. As Matthew said, it's 85% done. We just need that little extra bit to sew it all together and provide it. So let me know if you guys have any things that you want to see in the fundamental course, or things that you want to focus on. But yeah.
That's awesome, Nick. We should also point out, in case Cordell doesn't know, that in the live mentor sessions, there's like a year's worth of sessions in there. And both Nick and I kind of started at a beginner level. I started with a technical analysis, of course, and from a really beginner level, right from the very beginning of how to how to read charts and whatnot. And we're sort of moving through and getting a little more advanced and whatnot. And now I'm doing the options as well, and from a beginner level. But Nick also did fundamental stuff from, with beginners in mind, and it's all there. You just have to, you have to scroll way back in the either in the Discord in the live session recordings, or on the Matthew, help me out here.
Yeah. I was just gonna share my screen actually. It's called Ternary. So Ternary is like what we're using instead of Patreon, and they released like a course catalog feature. So if you can see my screen here, go to member dashboard in the Discord, and then go to access video catalogs, and then it'll bring you to this, and then it says access hundreds of hours of educational videos that we've cataloged for you by visiting this link with Discord. Once you click on the link, click allow access, and make sure you're using the proper Discord account. That's like really important, and I'll show you exactly what that means in a second. And then this is also a guide on how to access that. So let's see. So like right here, make sure this is the right account. So you'd probably click authorize. Well, okay. I don't have an account because I like made the investor community. So like I'm not paying myself money, but
we also only see your Discord, by the way, Matt.
Oh, okay. Well, here, let me
basically go and try it.
Yeah,
go click dashboard.
Go do it. So this is what it would look like. Up here, you'll probably see like dashboard or like courses or something like that. And you should see like catalog, and then all the videos will be there, and they're organized by like fundamental videos and technical videos, and things like that. So very underutilized feature, I think, that we have at IC. Cool.
So yeah, guys, you're very welcome, Cordell. There's going to be a few changes around the Discord. I think I'm going to make a more active approach to send you guys a little bit of tidbits on fundamental key findings that I find interesting, such as this morning. I hope to see some of you guys interested. If you guys do, by the way, I need help from you guys. Send me stocks of fundamental companies that you want to see done, because I realistically, I like 7 stocks because my portfolio consists of 7 stocks. So I'm really far out of the loop on what we see, other than like when you scroll past Wall Street Bets and you'd be like, oh, hype this stock up to the moon, let it moon, right? What 7 stocks? Here we go. Glad someone asked. AMD is biggest fan. I love AMD. By all means, I think it's one of the best microchip producers that we have in the past 20 years because of its management. But that is a very long story. Just going to end it there because I could keep going. We have HIMS, as we just talked about earlier today. I really like HIMS for its growth potential. I think it's a very, very strong growth play. I have Playboy. Again, I've done videos on this extensively. Playboy, I buy their merch. I love their merch. I think their lifestyle brand is going to explode, really take back their $3 billion worth of revenue globally that is being licensed right now. Apple, I really like Apple as a company simply because I've always liked Apple as a company, even when I was a kid. I was like an owner of iPhone 3, owner of iPhone 4. Recently moved to Samsung because I like it a little bit more. But even though I have Samsung, I still use Apple products. So it goes to show Apple is insane in terms of their ecosystem. Really like them a lot. Something that I have to reevaluate recently is Square and Shopify. So I own Square and Shopify right now. With the headwinds that we're seeing in 2022 in terms of this e-commerce and like fintech, I guess, headwind. Those two are on, not really exactly chopping block, but they have to be reevaluated in terms of the fundamental changes that we've been seeing. So that's the two there. And then lastly, I hold Ethereum. It's not a real stock per se, but I hold QETH, which is an ETF that tracks the price of Ethereum. I am bullish on crypto. I have been since I started mining, I guess 10 years ago now, in 2012. I haven't held all the way through. If I did, I don't think I'd be here. If I did, I think I had like 5 Bitcoins back in 2012. But that's a different story. I'm like that pizza guy that paid like 300 and some, like 50 something Bitcoins for pizza. I'm not sure if you guys know that story, but someone paid 50 something Bitcoins for Domino's pizza. And that's equivalent to like a lot of money today. This is the most expensive pizza ever in the world. But anyway, long story short, I'm also bullish on crypto. Yeah, I think those are my 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 6. 6 right now, I guess. Wow. Yeah, 6 right now. But 7 before, I was pretty interested in, what was it? Don't remember. Oh, fintech, Upstart. Yeah, I was also in Upstart for a little bit, but I dropped out of Upstart when it ran up, and I thought the valuation was way too high for its actual fundamentals. And I haven't really looked back since. Maybe it's worth its value ever since its most recent quarterly earning. However, I'm pretty comfortable with my portfolio as it is right now, and I don't plan to really add any new names unless I really find a good opportunity. So, yep, those are the 6 I'm holding, not even 7, 6. So, thank you. But yeah, anybody else has any other questions? I will be posting more on the Discord for fundamental analysis of new stocks, so that you actually don't have to come every Sunday to watch my face. I know it's a long 1-hour session on a Sunday when everybody's taking the time off. So I'm going to try a different format where I just feed you guys different tidbits of cool companies as we go through the week. Thinking of like 1 company a day right now might be too much, might be too little. I don't know. Let me know how you guys feel with everything. DTG, are you and Kevin bullish or bearish in the next month or two? I'll let Kevin take that one first.
All right. I'm actually quite bullish. I'm not as bullish as I was this morning. Looking at how the market reacted and everything yesterday, and I really sort of put this thesis together where everything was just sort of lining up for us to have a really good day. Obviously, it didn't turn out that way. It's not quite ready yet. And I did warn, I hopefully I put enough warnings in the morning briefing. When I was talking about, these are the signals we want to see, we need to see if we're really going to have a bottom here. And it all seemed to be lining up. But I did kind of think, there's a really good chance it was still early. And that was proven today. The market is not ready yet. But I think we're close. I think we're close to bottoming. We just need some slightly more positive news coming out of Ukraine and Russia. The news flow was pretty negative today, and the market did react to it. But yesterday there was a fair bit of negative news flow as well, and the market didn't react to it that much at all. I mean, really, the market rallied a good chunk of yesterday. So I am bullish. I think the end of this move down is close, and we've just got to keep watching it closely. And we have to look for the kind of signals that we saw after yesterday's trading and overnight, and that I described in this morning's commentary in the briefing. When all that lines up and then people are really willing to get on board, then I think it's a go.
Kevin, for me, yes. I don't know the last time I wasn't bullish. My time frame doesn't really float around the next month or two. But if I were to take a guess, I would be willing to follow Kevin's gut intuition. And I sort of get the sense as well, just sort of watching the market and how everything has slowed down in terms of falling. I think we're sort of near the point where valuations from a fundamental perspective has reached a point where it can't really get all too much cheaper unless poop hits the fan. So that's my 2 cents. I'm not really cut out to tell you what's going to happen in the next 2 months. I think the operations that I operate under, the assumptions that I operate under is that we're in a bull market in the long term, and that still is the case. Long term being like years, not months. So that is my assumptions for operation.
What about you, Richard? Are you actually? I think I know that you're bullish, aren't you? You're just bearish on oil. You went long today. Okay.
Yes. All right. Cool. I think, Matt, do you want to wrap it up or give everybody a quick summary of everything going on in your life?
No, I think we did a bit of that in the beginning. But it's been about half an hour here since we started really getting going. So thank you everybody for coming out to the live stream. Hopefully you guys enjoyed having all 3 of us here. And hope you guys appreciate it. So hope everybody has a good rest of the week. Short week, so that's kind of nice. Hope your schedule and mind is not too messed up from the weird short week. I know I've thought it was the wrong day a couple times, but yeah, I think that's all we got. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys for coming.
Okay, thanks everybody.
Cheers. Bye.